Shine upon us like the morning sun rising in the eastern sky. Shine upon us, may the radiance of your love and comfort fill our lives. God, we wait for your light. Guide us to your way of peace. May our darkness disappear. From all sorrow may we find release. Shine upon us like the morning sun rising in the eastern sky. Shine upon us, may the radiance of your love and comfort fill our lives. God, we wait for your light. Guide us to your way of peace. May our darkness disappear. From all sorrow may we find release. Shine upon us like the morning sun rising in the eastern sky. Shine upon us, may the radiance of your love and comfort fill our lives. God, we wait for your light. Guide us to the way of peace. May our darkness disappear. From all sorrow may we find release. Shine upon us. Shine upon us. Shine upon us. Shine upon us.
Hello and welcome to this time of reflection for the week of January the 7th to the 14th. I want to begin by acknowledging that I'm here in my office, which is located on the unceded and ancestral traditional territory of the Coast Salish people, the Squamish, the Musqueam, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. And I am grateful not only to work on this land, but I'm also grateful to live on this beautiful land that has been so well stewarded across the centuries by the Coast Salish people. And we make this acknowledgement every time that we gather to recognize the history of this land and to acknowledge our need to continue to work together to share truth about our history and to work towards reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. It's kind of interesting to even think about this on this day that we lean into the season of Epiphany, this time of the year when we acknowledge the revelation of the love, the peace, the hope, the joy that is embodied in the Christ child as a light to all the nations, a gift to all people across all generations and all traditions. So I want to begin by lighting a candle. This candle is in a star-shaped holder today to remind us of the star that led the Magi to find the Christ child, and to remind us of the light that came into the world long ago, that represented light that was first made manifest at the very beginning of time, and then became known more fully in the person, in the infant Jesus, and the message that he shared with all of us, which is a truth that this divine spark is in each and every one of us, this light meant to shine forth in us all. So on this Sunday at the church, we will be distributing star gifts, which we do every year on the Sunday closest to Epiphany. We give folks a word to guide them on the year to come, and we also do some sharing about the words that have guided us in this past year, and we share the story of the Magi. So I want to share that story with you now. It comes to us from the 2nd chapter of Matthew's Gospel. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born the King of the Jews? For we have observed his star at his rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler, who is to shepherd my people, Israel." Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, so that I may go and pay him homage." When they had heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. And on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chest, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. Well, as I just mentioned, we will be giving out star gifts on Sunday and focusing a bit on those star gifts. But I want to focus today a bit on the gifts that the Magi bring and the significance of those gifts. So those of us that are well versed in this story know that the gifts that the Magi bring are the gifts of frankincense, gold, and myrrh. And they really are gifts that at the time would have been fit for a king. So especially the precious gift of gold. Gold would have been would have signified that this was an important person that the Magi were bestowing their gifts upon, royalty. Frankincense and myrrh are a little less sparkly in their mix, in their makeup. Both frankincense and myrrh are actually made out of tree resin, but they were also considered precious in the time of Jesus, in the 1st century Palestine. The tree resin that made up frankincense was something that would have been used in rituals of the time. And the resin that was myrrh would have been used at a time of burial. So there's an acknowledgement in these gifts, not only of the sense of the royalty of Jesus, but also a sense that this is divine presence that we would ritualistically want to acknowledge, and also the gift of myrrh that foreshadows the death of Jesus and reminds us of his earthly presence, or his human experience, really, that his human life would have an earthly ending in the same way that our human life has an earthly ending. Jan Richardson, who's one of my favorite poets and theologians, she says that these gifts really invite us to ponder three things in our own lives. She says that the gift of gold, the gift that signifies that Jesus is royalty, invites us to ponder the question, who we were born to be. Who were you born to be? It's really a question of vocation or a question of call. Who are you uniquely meant to be in the world? Who has God gifted you to the world to be? How are you gold? How are you gold and precious to the world? Who were you meant to be? Who were you born to be? The gift of frankincense, which is used for rituals, Jan Richardson says, invites us to ponder the question, how do you want to encounter God? Or perhaps better still, how will you stay connected to the divine? What are the rituals? What are the daily rituals, especially as we enter into a new year? What are the daily rituals? What are the patterns of your soul that you will nurture, that you will be intentional about in order to remember your connection to the divine? And finally, Richardson invites us to ponder the question, what is your relationship with time? She says that this is the question that the gift of myrrh invites us to ponder. Really, she's saying that it invites us to ponder our immortality and the question of how our immortality impacts our behavior. So how does our awareness that we are here for a time-limited amount of life impact the way that we live our lives? It's a really great question. So who were you born to be? How will you encounter? How will you foster your relationship with the divine ritualistically in the year to come? And how does the fact that you are immortal impact your understanding of time and how you make use of it? Three really great questions for us to ponder in this season of Epiphany and really in all seasons. As we finish our time together, I invite you to ponder once again the light, the one who said that he was the light of the world, and the way that you are called to be a light to the world around you, especially to the places that are shadowed, the places that are dark in our world, are aching, and our world needful of love and grace and light. Blessings on your week. Amen.
Shine upon us like the morning sun rising in the eastern sky. Shine upon us, may the radiance of your love and comfort fill our lives. God, we wait for your light. Guide us to your way of peace. May our darkness disappear. From all sorrow may we find release. Shine upon us your light. Guide us to your way of peace. May our darkness disappear.